Welcome back, buddies. Yo, it's Concert Buddy back with another edition of, this is a channel staple at this point. I've done a couple of these, the most expensive records on eBay for 2025. Some big bucks. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, buddies. It's some serious money. I will tell you, spoiler alert, there is no Nirvana Love Buzz on this list. So is that an improvement? I don't know, question mark. You tell me. Anyway,
Yes.
real money, real records coming at you. Here we go.
10.
All right, let's kick off this list with number 10 from May 2025, and that is the Beatles. Maybe you've heard of them. They've been in the news lately in the vinyl community. Something about a reissue of a mono box set. Might have talked about it on Surface Noise. Cheap plug, hashtag cheap plug. But this is their first album, Please Please Me, that sold as a gold label. Probably should show the gold label. Here we go. Gold label, Parlophone. This is Please Please Me, the Dick James Error, first UK press mono in excellent plus condition. They even say excellent plus here in the listing. This one sold for $5,652.78 USD. And they're only charging $32 to ship it stateside because, it's coming from Sheffield in the United Kingdom. Now, looking at some Discogs comparisons of late, I'm going to try to layer some of those in. It looks like the median, the last one sold on Discogs on May 25th, and it looks like it must have been a beater, only went for $33. But this one's consistently in the $500-600 range. The median's about $520 USD. The highest it's ever sold for, at least in the last few sales, as Discogs kind of averages out, was almost $10,000, $9,864. So no chump change here. Let's look at some of these pictures. This, you got the front cover here. Looks like it's a pretty good shape. Here's your usual shiny cover, UK friendly. You're going to see this a lot on these, especially older UK titles. Spine looks good. I mean, this is top copy, as we like to say. Got the fold over back here. It looks like no staining, which is nice. You would hope for at this price point. This would be a top copy. In all ways, you've got the elevated kind of mid-ring of the spin hole there. It's good sheen, good shine on the black wax. Yeah, this is black gold right here. So number 10, the Beatles' first album with the Dick James credits coming in a little over $5,000. Let's go to number 9. Number 9, coming in, another band from overseas. This is Iron Maiden. This is a 45 of their song Twilight Zone. And it's according to the listing, a mispress, 7-inch. I'll get into that in a second. To some Iron Maiden collectors, I guess this is a holy grail. This one sold last weekend, May 24. Also overseas, because we've got a conversion again. This one went for $5,720 in the United States currency. VG plus, VG plus. Oh, here we go. Cheaping, a little bit cheaper in shipping, only charging about $27. And then this one came from Italy rather than the UK. Now, I'm going to show some pictures here. Story behind this one is kind of interesting. During production, I guess they were doing a lot of different color variants, which back in the 80s and back in the day was not an easy feat. I guess they were doing like red and blue and some whites and whatever. So this one was kind of a mistake in that I guess they didn't clean out the machines properly. And so the first runs after a changeover were this kind of brown, goldish kind of color. And so these ones, I assume, are very highly coveted by the Iron Maiden community. It's a double A side of Twilight Zone and Wrathchild. And Wrathchild was from the new album at the time, Killers. Pretty famous cover if you're familiar with Iron Maiden. But yeah, this one must be, I guess for Iron Maiden people, this is a big deal. Looking at comps, I mean, there's not a lot of comps even on Discogs. In fact, when I did a quick pull, there was only one that sold in July of 2024 for $7,000. Very, very clean, no scratches. Looks like it also sold overseas too. But I mean, come on, this is it's not cheap. Don't sleep, it's not cheap. So this one, in fact, I mean, if you're comparing to that last Discogs sold, and the only Discogs sold, $7,000, this guy got off pretty cheap. So good for them. Let's go into number 8.
Number 8.
So next up here, we've got something I'm not familiar with, so I'm going to show some ignorance here. This is the Lyman Brothers with Lisa Kindred. Lisa Kindred, I believe, is on vocals. This is the album American Avatar. It's a signed promo. Signed promo. Now this one sold for $5,800 straight up. You see description is sold in California. Hey, free shipping. Let's go. Free ground advantage shipping. Let's see how they characterize this one. This one, VG Plus seems tight and good shape, but with scuffing from shelf storage. All right, now it says signed by all the band members. We'll get to that in a second. It's super rare, so they're calling it VG++, visual, VG++, the way it plays. So I said it was signed. Now I'm going to show you some pictures, buddies, and I'm kind of struggling. Maybe you can help me out. Maybe these old eyes are missing something, but I kind of pan through, and I'm not really seeing any signatures, at least on the front cover. It's got some definite shelf wear. I don't know if I'm calling this a VG++ or anything like that. So now we've got the inside the gatefold, and I'm panning around here, and I'm trying not to go too fast. Let's definitely do the run of show of the participants. Lisa Kindred, whose zodiacal sign is Cancer. It's on vocals. Mel Lyman and Aries is on harmonica, and several other people. Jim Jewskin, who's also a Cancer, a fellow Cancer like Lisa Kindred. So like I said, I don't know these folks, but I'm looking for these signatures that were advertised, and I'm not really seeing anything. Love Comes Rolling Down. Okay, beautiful skyline. I like the art, but Donde Está signatures. Let's go to this one. Also not seeing any signatures. So I'm not exactly sure, unless maybe they are in invisible ink. I really can't tell you. It seems a little off to me. Now, obviously, promo, white label, promo. Hard to dispute that, especially these photos on Reprise. I again, did know a lot about this band, still don't. I did find it interesting when I was reading up on it a little bit that they called this contemporary music. They didn't think it was folk, they didn't think it was jazz. They said, what we are presenting you with is a whole sound, not clever parts, not individual achievement. This is the sound of a group soul being born. Group soul in all caps. So that's, is that provocative? I don't know. But anyway, interesting title, interesting price. Let me refresh this real quick. $5,800. I mean, this is, it's interesting. Let's go on to the next one.
Number 7.
Here we go at number 7, buddy. It's the guy jazz record now. We've got Tommy Flanagan. I believe this is called Overseas. This is a prestige title, number 7134. Big money, $5,848. You're going to see a familiar face here in a second because this was sold by the Jazz Record Center. I think they've been on a couple of our previous lists. They know what they're doing. These guys have been selling for 25 years. They know what they're doing. So I think bid with confidence, I think, is the safe thing. Let's look at a couple of these pictures. This is a promo copy. And let's take a look at that cover. You got that nice sheen, a little bit of discoloring on the spine there. But, I mean, this thing is super old. You got Tommy Flanagan, the piano player. Wilbur Little on bass. Melvin Jones, that's a familiar name to some jazz people. And even fringe jazz people like myself. Again, you got that promo only. You've even got it here on the Prestige label, looking nice. Good stuff. Not a ton of pictures with this one, but this, let's look at the comps for Discogs real quick. So we got $5,800 here. The median on Discogs goes for about $830, $822. The last one sold on April 6th for $250, but that was only in good condition. Probably the most recent comp was back in January. A near mint sold for $5,400. The comments were Holy Grail, rarest prestige, superb promo copy, excellent plus, hard to find better. All right, well, I'll take your word for it, friend. But this one, hey, somebody must have been real happy spending almost $6,000 on a Tommy Flanagan. Let's get into the next one.
And number 6.
We've got a 45 on the tie label, TIE, from John, and the weirdest. Can't get over these memories. Full transparency, I've never heard this, don't know of this. This is an original pressing according to the description. Of course, they like to grade conservatively, don't we all? This one went for just a hair under $5,900, $5,899 flat. It's pretty contested auction. It had 19 bids, but it shipped from San Francisco. Oh, media mail. I think we've talked about this before on this series. Like, if you're spending these big bucks, if the shipping's not free, it should be reasonable or it should be safe. Media mail on this. I really hope that's not how that went. This one, it looks like sold on May 18th. And let's take a couple pictures. Look at some of these pictures. Good shine. I mean, again, 45. Let's look at this one. Yeah, looks pretty nice. I mean, they're saying this is Northern Soul. I know they're far greater Northern Soul experts, so I'm not going to pretend to be that. I think Madam Sin is a pro when it comes to this genre. But, I mean, there's a ton of photos. I do appreciate that when they over-photo. That's a thing, especially if you're spending almost $6,000 on a 45 like this. Now, went and looked at some eBay comps. This one sold last August. This doesn't apparently come up too often, August 30th. But what's interesting is that if you look on Discogs, it's the same exact piece. Can't get over these memories from Thai Records, from John and the Weirdest. I mean, this is going for, the median is $40. And the high is $75. So this is what kind of happens, especially when you get 19 bids here. This is kind of one of my issues with this kind of buying. You got to be real careful not to get competitive, because next thing you know, I don't know if overpaying is the word, but you're definitely paying more than others have in the past. Obviously, availability is the number one criterion here. But wow, almost $6,000 for something that's selling a lot cheaper on Discogs when it comes up. So food for thought. Let's get into the next one.
Number 5.
Buddies, we're halfway home. It's number 5 on the list from May 2025. This is a punk band, some would call a ska band, out of San Francisco, the Offs. This is their first album that's still sealed. I guess apparently the artwork is pretty rare by Jean Basquiat. I mispronounced that, so sue me. But this sealed rare record went for $6,000 or best offer. So somebody paid that on the nose. The seller, to their credit, was offering free pickup from Bonita Springs, Florida. Our friend Al, 210. But then, hey, free media mail shipping. Media mail, the cheapest form of shipping. Hey, is that expression, can't look a gift horse in the mouth? I don't know. For $6,000, I would hope you could upgrade to FedEx, but I digress. So get some of these pictures, again, sealed. You can see some tears in the shrink, but I mean, you're going to be the first one to play this. Looks very interesting artwork. I kind of dig it, quite frankly. Let's look at the back cover. Yeah, this looks like a very telltale. Looks like kind of that ransom note type of font. 1984, San Francisco, everything I said there. Here we go. I think they had their drummer came from like Hot Tuna, maybe. Somebody told me, I think once. But anyway, not an easy one to find. In fact, as I'm going through these photos, the last one sold, well, I say that, the last one sold over a year ago on Discogs. And again, this is comparing to Discogs May 15th. So almost a year ago. But kind of what we were talking about in some of these other titles, the median on Discogs is $245. $245. The high is $733. So even the last one, like I said, May 15th of 2024, that one sold for $567 and change. So I find it very fascinating that people are just overpaying for these things. I don't know. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments below as you're watching this. Let's get into the rest of the list.
Number 4.
So now we've got the final 4 for May 2025. I'm going to give you a spoiler. It's going to be a little boring. You're going to see some repeaters here. This one is the Beatles. We already talked about them earlier in the list with Please Please Me. This is the Introducing the Beatles. This is also a very rare one, 1964. This was on the BJ label. 1964 from our friends Strictly Headies out of Portland, Oregon, it looks like. Again, guys, the media mail. What are we doing? But anyway, not just going to bang that one into the ground. This one sold for the low price of $6,250 or best offer. My assumption is they went for the $6,250. But I guess what makes this one rare, as reading up on this, is that the back cover for this particular title had basically their advert, the label advert, which usually is kind of tucked in as the inner sleeve. For whatever reason, I don't know the story, Beatles people, let me know. This was the actual back of the album jacket proper. Looking at some more of these pictures, let's get a little bit closer look here. Again, kind of that old style wrap artwork here. You can see some wrinkles, but no tears, and that's good. Especially now, this is kind of rough stuff. Look at this. Oof. I mean, I know this is a rare piece apparently, but yowzers, this is it's been sitting on a shelf. Let's just put it that way. Which, hey, that should be right. So there's that VJ label, very similar to the Capitol label there. You know, micro groove. I mean, if you're a Beatles person, which Beatles people can be very fanatical, it's a title to get. Let's get into number 3.
Number 3.
So number 3, this one sold on May 4th, so beginning of the month. This is the Velvet Underground and Nico. This is the original 1967 Verve mono first state, better known or affectionately known as the banana cover. This was an Andy Warhol design that people could literally, if you don't know, apologize. I'm informing the uninformed, buddies. But back then you could actually peel the banana piece. It was kind of interactive artwork. This looks like a promo copy here. Let's look at some of the photos. This one went for $6,667, and looks like there was 40 bids. Pretty active auction here. This one came from Rockledge, Florida. Now we're talking. Let's go. Free priority, man. That should be like no-brainer city. But yeah, this looks like a promo copy. Let's get to the bigger photos. Mono sticker here. Radio plate air there. I like that. Yeah, so you can even see the instructions here. Peel slowly and see. Yeah, well, record collectors let's get in the time machine and stop everyone from peeling the damn cover. Look, you have an insert in here. It looks like Batman, that's pretty wild. Yeah, so Lou Reed fronted this band. Nico is a female singer who was on a couple of these tracks. Yeah, there's Lou Reed right there. This one I think is a very highly coveted one. It's affectionately known as a torso cover. Let's see. Let's look at. I mean, this looks pretty clean for its age, if I'm being honest. Almost too clean. I'm not suggesting anything. Okay, there's a little staining right there in the crack of the gatefold, but I mean, even the spine looks good. I mean, this is, again, we'll call this top copy label. You got some spindle marks, but I mean, this thing's over 50 years old. You would totally expect that, but yeah, you got some of this. Yeah, whatever's going on here, I'm not exactly sure, but a very famous record, and you may see it again here as we wind around the top 2. I will say, in terms of recent sales, and I'll kind of get into this a little bit later, this one can go for a pretty penny. The last one sold on Discogs back last month, April prior, on the 24th, for $2,000, and the condition was not that great. It was good plus and very good, but repaired seam work and so forth. But the median's about $275, so I'm sure there's some either phony listings in here or some really, really beat copies, probably ones with the banana peeled. The highest one on Discogs during the last 10 to whatever sales was about $2,000. So Again, you would hope top copy, paying top prices. Let's get into the top 2.
Number 2.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Just under the gun. This one sold literally the 31st of May. I think we've seen this one before, the Beatles. It's got that rare back cover. This is on BJ introducing the Beatles. Friend Howdy Doody. Of course, Howdy Doody must be a Houston Texans fan. No, we don't want to see Howdy Doody's background. This one sold for the low price of $7,500. Okay, charged $13 for ground advantage shipping, but our friends at Texans, so maybe they just want to keep things separately. I don't know. I won't spend a lot of time on this one because we already kind of covered it before, but seeing a lot of the same things. Again, there is the back cover that had the paste over of the advert that literally looks like there's another advert for the inner sleeve. So Beatles people must love this stuff. Again, who am I to critique anyone's little niche? All right, let's get into number 1.
Number 1.
It's Repeat City, buddies. Number 1, the most expensive record sold on eBay, May 2025. Again, our friends in the Velvet Underground and Nico. Another promo copy. There's no promo radio sticker on this one, but yowzer, this one does come. This one comes with the yellow label. I think the other one came, I believe, with a blue label, if I'm not mistaken. The blue Verve label. Again, the promo torso cover. Again, I'm not going to repeat it. The Andy Warhol banana peel. This one, it looks a little bit more worse for wear. So, sometimes these eBay auctions, it could be a timing thing, quite honestly. And I would almost wager that the previous copy was more coveted than this copy. You got that Verve inner sleeve. Again, when it comes to this one, the main thing is the banana peel has not been peeled. Obviously, in this one, it was not. So, hey, more power to you. Spending $8,500, almost $9,000. So a little bit lighter than we saw last month with some of those 45s. But still, this is no laughing matter. This is some serious bucks. So there's your number 1 on eBay for May 2025.
An opening for a beef boner with at least 1 year of experience. Call 581-1318 to apply.
Buddies, what do you think of this list this month? Only a couple repeaters this time, so that's good. The Velvet Underground, the Unpeeled Banana, is a highly collectible record. It's one that I would like to own. It's not on like my want list or anything. I came very close a couple of years ago. There's like an online estate sale that had it, and I probably should have got it then because it was like in the hundreds of dollars. As you've seen, it can go for even more than that. Didn't get it, but one day. The records always do come around eventually at one point. But anyway, tell me in the comments below what you think of the list. Do you have, more importantly, do you have any of these titles? Do you have any of this Beatles stuff? Make me feel jealous below in the comments. Let me hear it. But until then, buddies, appreciate you spending your time with me, this video, this channel, the podcast, everything above, below, and in between. But more importantly, listen to your records so when you get the chance to buy cheaper, expensive records, just spin it. See you soon.
Well, well, well. How the turntables...
Well, we out of time.